One single wrong sleeping position can steal your speech, your memory, and even your life. At Golden Years Wisdom, we reveal hidden dangers that many seniors never realize, habits that look harmless but can silently destroy independence. And tonight, we begin with something that happens in every home: the way we sleep. I first became concerned when my father, at the age of 72, woke up one morning unable to speak clearly. At first, we thought it was just a stiff neck or a bad pillow. But the truth was far more serious. He had suffered a stroke, triggered by the sleeping position he thought was most comfortable. And he is not alone. Millions of older adults unknowingly repeat the same risky positions night after night, inviting danger into their bedrooms without realizing it. Medical experts who have studied this issue for decades warn that certain sleeping habits can cut off blood flow to the brain, reduce oxygen levels, and silently form deadly clots. A stroke may happen not while you are awake, but while you are sound asleep. Let us start with the first and most deceptive position: lying flat on your back without a pillow. Many believe this is the healthiest posture. But for those over 60, it can be the exact opposite. As we age, blood vessels lose flexibility. During the early hours of the morning, when blood pressure naturally rises, having the head level with the heart slows the return of blood from the brain. Combine that with mild dehydration after a night's sleep, and clots can quietly form. In an instant, the ability to speak, to walk, or even to remember can disappear forever. The solution may sound simple: use a pillow. But not just any pillow. Thin or overly soft cushions are not enough. What the brain needs is proper support that slightly elevates the head, about a 30-degree angle. A wedge-shaped or firm triangular pillow works best, but even stacking 2 regular pillows is far safer than none at all. Because this is not fate. Stroke from poor sleeping posture is preventable. And the change begins with something as ordinary as the pillow beneath your head. If lying flat without a pillow is already dangerous, the second sleeping position is even riskier: sleeping on your stomach. Many people, especially in cooler villages or quiet homes, feel comforted when sleeping face down. They describe it as being hugged by the mattress. It feels cozy, safe, and deeply relaxing. But in truth, this is one of the most harmful ways to sleep in later life. Here's why: when you lie on your stomach, your head must be turned sharply to one side for hours just to breathe. This unnatural twist compresses the vertebral arteries in the neck, the main pathways carrying blood to the back of the brain, which controls balance and consciousness. Blood flow slows down, oxygen drops, and clots can silently begin to form. The danger grows when the head sinks deeply into the pillow. In that position, the carotid arteries at the front of the neck are also pressed. It becomes a double blockage: arteries from the back and from the front, both restricted at the same time. The result can be sudden confusion, dizziness, or even a massive stroke overnight, without any warning pain. Real cases have shown this. Seniors who had slept on their stomachs for decades suddenly woke unable to stand straight, unable to move their arms, or unable to speak. Not because of heart disease or high cholesterol, but because their blood flow had been silently strangled by a familiar position. The lungs are also compressed when lying face down. Oxygen levels fall further, circulation slows, and the body enters a dangerous state of hidden suffocation. A stroke can strike in the middle of the night, while the sleeper believes they are in their deepest, most peaceful rest. The solution is clear: stop sleeping on your stomach. The safest option is lying on the left side, with a firm pillow supporting the head and body. This posture maintains blood circulation and keeps the airway free. For those who struggle to change long-standing habits, use body pillows. Place one in front to hug, or another behind the back, to prevent rolling back onto the stomach. Even this small adjustment can mean the difference between waking up healthy or waking up unable to move. The third dangerous sleeping habit is one that looks innocent, even comforting: covering the head with a blanket while sleeping. Many older adults do this to block the cold air, to shut out noise, or simply because it feels warmer and more private. It feels like being in a cocoon. But what actually happens is far more dangerous than most realize. When you pull a thick blanket over your head, you trap the air you breathe. Fresh oxygen decreases, and carbon dioxide slowly builds up around your face. The brain, already more fragile with age, is starved of oxygen hour after hour. It is like being gently suffocated without even knowing it. There are countless real-life cases: seniors who went to bed healthy but were found in the morning confused, unable to speak, or half paralyzed. The blanket, not poison or illness, had quietly created a toxic environment of carbon dioxide. And in rooms without proper ventilation, the risk becomes even higher. Unlike young adults, the elderly cannot store extra oxygen reserves. Their brains and blood vessels are far less tolerant of oxygen drops. That is why what seems like a cozy habit can turn into a silent trigger for stroke during the night. The solution is simple but crucial: never cover your head with a blanket. Instead, use an eye mask to block out light, or soft earplugs to block noise. If the room feels too cold, layer thinner blankets across the body, but always leave the face free to breathe. Fresh air must continue to circulate around the nose and mouth. Because what feels warm and comforting may in fact be starving your brain. And the cost of that habit can be irreversible. The fourth dangerous habit is something many seniors believe is actually safer: sleeping in a recliner chair. At first, it feels practical. For those with hip pain, back problems, or breathing difficulties, sitting upright in a recliner seems to bring relief. Many older adults even say, "It's easier to sleep this way." But what feels easier for the joints or lungs can be silently devastating for the brain. When the body rests in a seated, upright position through the night, gravity pulls blood downward into the legs. Circulation from the brain slows, while veins in the lower body become compressed. Blood can begin to stagnate, and clots form silently in the legs. These clots don't stay there; they can travel upward and block vital arteries in the brain. This is what doctors call a hidden trap. Seniors who believe they were resting safely in a recliner often wake up confused, weak on one side, or unable to speak. Brain scans reveal tiny strokes caused not by heart disease, but by the hours spent sleeping in that vertical position. The tragedy is that many elders choose the recliner out of love. They want to avoid disturbing their family with nighttime discomfort. Yet in doing so, they create a far greater risk, one that can turn independence into lifelong disability. The solution is not to forbid upright rest entirely, but to avoid making it a full night sleeping position. If lying flat is difficult, use a proper bed with an adjustable base, or a firm wedge pillow that can gently raise the upper body. Support the legs with cushions so they are not left hanging or bent for hours. Keep the body at a stable, slightly inclined angle, not fully upright. And just as importantly, make it a habit to move. Every 2 or 3 hours, stretch the legs, wiggle the toes, and shift position. Even small movements can keep the blood flowing and protect the brain. Sleeping in a recliner may feel like comfort, but comfort should never come at the price of circulation. The fifth risky sleeping position is one that many people consider natural and harmless: lying on the right side with the arm tucked under the pillow. It feels comfortable, familiar, even soothing. Many older adults have slept this way since youth. But with age, this position turns into a hidden danger. When the arm is trapped beneath the pillow or the head, it presses down on two major blood vessels, the carotid artery and the subclavian artery. These are the main highways that deliver oxygen-rich blood to the brain and to the arm itself. Hours of constant pressure reduce the flow upward, slowing circulation where it is needed most. At the same time, veins that carry blood back to the heart are also compressed. This creates pooling of blood, and over time, clots can silently form. The nerves in the shoulder, known as the brachial plexus, are squeezed as well, leading to numbness or tingling upon waking. For younger bodies, this may just feel like a hand falling asleep. But in older adults, it is often a warning sign of impaired blood flow to the brain. Real cases show the danger clearly. Seniors who slept with an arm under the pillow for years suddenly awoke unable to speak, their memories fragmented, or half their body paralyzed. Not because of diabetes or high blood pressure, but from years of quiet strain placed on blood vessels during sleep. The safer choice is sleeping on the left side, with the arm positioned in front of the body, not beneath the pillow. A medium-height pillow that supports the neck and keeps the spine aligned is best, not one that forces the chin downward. This small correction preserves circulation, relieves the arteries, and protects the brain from silent nighttime injury. Because in later years, even the smallest pressure can carry the greatest cost. The sixth dangerous habit is one that often goes unnoticed: restless sleep, with constant tossing and turning throughout the night. At first, this might seem harmless. Some even believe it means the body is adjusting itself naturally. But for older adults, restless movements in sleep are a hidden signal that something is deeply unbalanced within the brain and nervous system. Each time the body shifts violently or rolls from side to side, the brain is momentarily awakened, even if consciousness is not fully restored. This prevents the mind from entering the deep stages of restorative sleep, where memory is consolidated and the brain clears away toxins. Instead, the night becomes fragmented, shallow cycles that never allow the nervous system to rest. The consequences build slowly but steadily. Seniors with restless sleep often notice their memory slipping faster, their mood unstable, and their energy gone by morning. The lack of deep sleep raises blood pressure, weakens immunity, and accelerates degeneration in brain cells. In some cases, restless sleep is also linked to hidden circulation problems, where oxygen supply to the brain drops suddenly and forces the body to move in distress. Doctors have observed that restless sleepers over 60 are at far greater risk of developing early dementia, balance disorders, and cardiovascular decline. The brain, denied its nightly recovery, begins to age at double speed. The key is not only to correct the sleeping position, but also to uncover the root causes of restlessness. For many, it comes from late caffeine, heavy dinners, or medications that disrupt the sleep cycle. In others, it may signal sleep apnea, where breathing pauses during the night and the brain forces the body to jerk awake. The practical solution is to maintain a calm bedtime routine, avoid stimulants, keep the room cool, and choose a mattress that supports rather than pressures the body. Breathing exercises and light stretching before bed can also calm the nervous system. Because without deep, steady rest, the brain cannot heal, and without healing sleep, aging accelerates silently. The seventh and final dangerous position is sleeping with the head lower than the body. Some seniors unknowingly fall into this posture, perhaps by sliding down on the bed, or resting without proper pillows. Others may intentionally tilt their mattress, believing it improves circulation. But this habit is far from safe. When the head is lower than the chest, blood is forced upward. For older adults with fragile blood vessels, this increases the risk of swelling in the brain, rising intracranial pressure, and even stroke. The delicate veins in the eyes also suffer, accelerating conditions like glaucoma or retinal damage. Breathing is compromised as well. The diaphragm cannot expand freely, the lungs are compressed, and oxygen intake decreases. Instead of resting, the body struggles through the night, leaving seniors exhausted by morning. Worse still, the heart bears an extra burden. It must pump harder against gravity to stabilize circulation. For those already living with high blood pressure or heart disease, this sleeping position quietly magnifies the danger. The safe alternative is simple yet powerful: keep the head slightly elevated above the chest. A supportive pillow, not too high, not too flat, helps maintain balance, eases breathing, and allows blood to circulate naturally. In some cases, a gentle incline of the upper body can even reduce snoring and acid reflux, giving both the brain and heart true relief. Closing reflection. Across these 7 positions, a clear message emerges: sleep is not only about hours spent in bed, but about how the body rests during those hours. For seniors, the wrong posture can mean poor circulation, hidden pressure on the brain, or gradual damage to vital organs. Correcting sleeping habits is one of the simplest, yet most powerful ways to protect the heart, the brain, and the body from silent harm. Even small changes, choosing the right pillow, aligning the spine, or keeping the arms free, can add years of clarity, strength, and peace to one's life. Sleep is the body's nightly repair system. Protect it, and you protect your future. If you found this insight valuable, remember, your health in later years depends on knowledge and action. Subscribe to Golden Years Wisdom for more guidance on living stronger, healthier, and longer. And share this video with loved ones, so they too can avoid these hidden dangers of sleep.